Okay. So I'm now recording the Zoom meeting that we're in. I also turned on the live transcript. You might be able to see it down at the bottom of the screen. It's not 100% accurate, but it's better than nothing. For me, I use captions when I watch movies or TV. So being able to read what I'm saying is also helpful. I'm going to keep those on. And we're giving folks a few extra minutes to come in today. So take your time. For folks who've just arrived, we're taking it slow today. First day of class is hectic. I'll post the course website in the chat. You can go ahead and pull that up and we're going to look at it together and talk a little bit about our plans for the semester today, but slowly. So a couple more minutes to let folks arrive. We'll wait a couple more minutes and then we'll get started for the day, okay? Thanks for your patience, everyone. Okay, let's get started. If anybody joins us, like right now, we will welcome them and try to catch them up. So since it's the first day of the semester, hi. It's nice to meet y'all. I'm Jessie. I'll be your instructor for English 110. Today, we're really just gonna get kind of a quick and dirty look at what we're gonna be doing this semester. Pretty much everything we're gonna do this term is gonna be on our course website. I'll put that in the chat again. In order to create posts on our course website, you are going to need to create an account on the CUNY Academic Commons. That's where our course site is living. And in order to become an official member of the site and author your own posts, which will be part of what we're going to be doing this semester, you'll need to sign up using your CUNY email address on the CUNY Academic Commons. I'll show you where you can do this right now. I'm going to share my screen. Try to get some of this stuff out of the way. Okay. So here's our course website. If you visited, this may look familiar to you. The top toolbar might look a little bit different. If you're not a member of the site yet, you may not have some of these options. It's going to look a little bit different because I'm logged in. You can see in the corner, there's a little icon. That's my avatar for my CUNY Academic Commons site. And I can tell that I'm logged in because when I hover over this menu that comes up lists all of the different things that I have access to that I'm in charge of on the Commons for myself. So once you guys are all signed up, you'll have access to an interface that looks a lot like this. I'll show you what it's going to look like for you if you're not logged in yet, if you don't have an account. So pretty similar. You'll see the top toolbar looks a little bit different. Some of the options you would have seen when I was logged in, you won't see anymore, but you still will have access to be able to view the site. So I can hover over this menu section up at the top here, and I can view these different sections of the site and navigate to any one of those just by clicking in the menu. Even if I'm not signed up for the Commons yet, I can still view the site. I can still see all the content that's there. I'm just limited in the fact that I can't like create a new post and post it to the site myself. Now, in order to join the site, I'll have to have you guys. Is anybody having trouble with their city college email address? I know it's the first day, and so I'm kind of expecting that that may be the case for many of you. Any luck yet with your emails? That's going to be very handy for us throughout the whole semester because we're going to need your City College email connected to Blackboard. The reason for that is it won't integrate properly with other email platforms. It would be great if we could just use our preferred email addresses, but I don't even have a City College email address right now. So that might take a few weeks to get everybody on the same page with that. That's okay. You will be able to view the course site and even leave comments on the course site, even if you're not able to sign up for the Commons quite yet. The process of doing that is pretty simple. You'll notice over here in the top right corner, in the top toolbar, there's a little button that says register. When you're going to sign up for your Commons account for the first time, this is what you're going to select. And then you're going to choose different things. You can scroll through this and see what's available, but you'll notice up at the top that your campus email address is required. That means a cuny.edu email address. That could be City Mail, that could be another CUNY campus if you are transferring or something, but it's got to be a CUNY email address. I don't know why it's auto-populated this really excellent password for me, but that's great news. And then you can also add other information about yourself here. It's not required that you flesh out your full account on the Commons, but if you like the space and you want to make your own site or maybe see what other kinds of projects people are doing across CUNY, then the Commons is a cool place to do that. A lot of projects that happen at the different colleges live on the CUNY Academic Commons, like their website. So if you're curious what's going on at CUNY, this is a great place to go. One of the cool things happening is our class. Woo! So I'm going to log in just so we can look back at the whole website together. You'll see when I log in, it shows me like what's most recently active. So that can be helpful too if I'm navigating straight back into the same site that I was just working on, which I am. It's this site for our class. Yay, very exciting. So once you're able to join the site, you'll be able to see some of these icons. You'll be able to author a new post. Does anybody have experience with WordPress?
No.
Some, you've heard of it. WordPress is what the site runs on. And WordPress is a content management system that is really, really common across the web. Something like a third of the whole web runs on WordPress. So any skills that we're going to be doing in this class focused on posting stuff to our course website, that might be useful for you in the future if you want to go into like web design, or I don't know, if you want to make your own website in the future, it's a useful place to start. So that's part of what we're doing. Okay, if you're having any issues with signing up, signing in, we can stay after class and chat a little bit about that. It's kind of case by case. So we can chat about it one-on-one. Let's also take a look at other bits of the site. For those of you who are new to the space, you'll see up at the top, we've got the schedule with our different categories of primary things. You're like, let's look at the syllabus. That's probably what you've done in your other classes today. That's usually what we do at the beginning of the semester. A syllabus is really just a document that's kind of like all the formal policies and details about the course that you're going to be taking that semester. So for us, it's like a lot of formal stuff that's required by the college. There's some useful information, but I recommend you read them, especially if you're new to City College. Folks will put a lot of important information about their courses in the syllabus and nowhere else. I have tried to not do that to you. If something is really important, I've tried to pull it out and highlight it and make sure you guys can see it. I'm not expecting you to go through this very long page here and read all the details, but your other instructors might very well expect you to do that. So don't listen to what I do, just maybe good advice for moving forward. So you can scroll through this and see kind of what the expectations are. We've got our course policies. Some of this stuff isn't really applicable to us because this course is hybrid. And in this case, basically what that means is we're going to meet synchronously together in this Zoom room on Thursdays from 2 to 3:15. Mostly that time is going to be used for working on your assignments for this class with each other and with me to give you advice or make suggestions. And our Tuesday scheduled time is going to be an asynchronous session. What that means is we're not going to meet together at that time. That time you're going to take and apply to whatever project it is that we're working on that week. We'll talk a little bit more about that a bit later, but I want to be clear, we're going to be meeting here in the Zoom room on Thursdays, and on Tuesdays, that time is for you. If you need to spend that time doing something other than this class, that's fine. I'll never know the difference. You don't even have to tell me. My goal is for class time to be time for us to work on our assignments for this class. I really don't want you to have a ton of work outside of my class because writing works best if you're in conversation with other people. For us, that's going to mean other students in this class and me. Potentially, if you have other people outside of this context that you go to for like writing advice or anything like that, they might be helpful too. No, we do not meet in person on Tuesdays. Let me say that again. We do not meet in person on Tuesdays ever. As the semester goes on, if we need more face-to-face time, we can reassess and schedule maybe a couple of synchronous meetings on Tuesdays if that ends up being best for everybody. But we'll kind of feel it out. For now, the plan is Thursdays we'll meet synchronously, Tuesdays take that time and work on stuff for my class. Sound good? Okay. Class time is for, yes.
So we both day are on a Zoom, right? So we don't have in-person class.
No, we're not going to do in-person class.
Okay. So Tuesday, Thursday, both are in Zoom meeting, right?
Tuesday, we're going to be asynchronous, which means we're not going to meet at our scheduled time. You can use that time for something for my class. That's kind of what it's designed for. It's like use that hour and 15 minutes on Tuesday to work on something that we're doing in this class. But if it doesn't end up matching exactly, I won't know. I'm going to rely on you to tell me what you guys have been doing and working on. So we'll talk a little bit more about how you're going to do that exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. I saw a hand go up, but I missed the name that it went with. Sorry, my screen has got a lot of action happening.
Hi, it was me. Hi, I'm Max.
Hi.
I just have a quick question because like my Wi-Fi has been like bugging out for the past 10 minutes. So right now we're in the comments. Is this the app that we're going to be, website we're going to be using to submit assignments and posts and discussion board stuff?
Exactly. Yes. This is going to be where we do all of our coursework. I'm going to have you guys as members of the site. Once you're able to join the Commons, I'll be able to take your account and make you an author on this site. And once I'm able to do that, then you guys will have access to the site and will be able to create your own posts on the site. That's going to be like the majority of what I'm going to ask you to do work-wise this semester is going to be create posts on the site and respond to one another on the site as well.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you.
Absolutely. Anybody else have a question at this point? Thursday, this time, we're going to meet every week on Zoom. That's right. Tenzin.
Hi, sorry, I just wanted to clarify. So on Tuesdays, there's not really like a set time for us to meet online at all, but on Thursdays, definitely 2 to 3 to 2. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Exactly. If we want to make any changes to that schedule later in the semester because you want more support or more time with your writing groups, we can reassess later. But for now, that's going to be the plan. If anything changes, we're going to talk about it ahead of time. I'm not going to surprise you and be like, we're meeting tomorrow. Suddenly, we'll talk about it ahead of time and I'll give you at least a couple weeks heads up if we're going to change our schedule at all. Okay. Okay. Questions right now? Any more? Okay, let's keep moving. Interrupt me anytime. That's totally fine. Let me go through my notes. Sorry. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk quickly about I'm on the syllabus page. Hang on, I'm going to scroll down, see if there's anything we need. Okay. So I'm going to ask the main way that I'm going to ask you guys to keep track of the work that you're doing for my class is through creating what I'm calling digital receipts. All I mean by that is every week over the course of the semester, it's going to be 15 weeks total, even though the semester is like a little bit longer than that because of holidays, but it's going to be 15 total. I'm going to ask you to submit like either a short written reflection, a screenshot of an annotated text that you're reading, some piece of evidence that you are working on your projects for this class. That can be many, many different things in many, many different forms. I've had students in the past make, I had a student make an Instagram account and they would just post like stories where they would talk briefly about one of the texts that we read for the week, and they would do like a reflection and just talk about like what they got out of the reading that we did. And that was great. That was a fun way to fulfill this requirement that I'm asking you for without it becoming a really onerous, difficult project. The goal of the digital receipts is not to give you extra work. The goal of the digital receipts is to build in a space for you to reflect regularly on what work you're doing for this class. I see all your raised hands. Give me 1 second to finish my thought, and then I will call on you. Thank you for your patience. So the digital receipts can be many forms. A lot of people like to do them just like short written responses. Those are kind of the simplest. If you like different kinds of media and you want to do like a little video or an audio recording, please try that. I would love to see that. I can help you if you don't know what tools to use or you want some ideas for different ways that you could fulfill this requirement. But the goal of the digital receipts is at the very end of the semester, I'm going to be asking everybody to work on a portfolio of your writing from over the course of this semester. All that means is you're going to compile the materials that you've been working on over the course of the semester. You're going to reflect on your growth as a writer over the course of the semester, and you're going to use those digital receipts as evidence to back up the claims that you're making about your growth as a writer for the portfolio project, which is going to be end of semester. So the goal with the receipts is just to help you keep track of what it is that you're doing every single week. Does that make sense? I still see a hand. Tasnim, you've got a question for me?
So do we just post a receipt like every week or like every day?
It's got not every day. That is way too much.
All right.
No way. We're going to shoot for one a week. It can happen that you kind of get behind, but hopefully the way that I've laid out the schedule, it's not going to be too difficult to keep up with these every week, because I'm not asking you to create brand new work just for the receipt assignments. I'm literally just asking you to document any reading, any writing, any planning, any researching that you've done for any of the projects that we're working on in this class. Does that make sense? It could be a screenshot of your draft of your writing project with a bunch of notes in it and a bunch of scribbles and just a picture of it. And then you can upload that as an image and post it. That could be one digital receipt. And we're going to do those every single week. Woohoo! Okay, we'll keep talking about that. Actually, the first assignment I'm asking you to do, the first reading I'm asking y'all to do is going to be focused on they're called labor logs in this version in the reading that we're doing, but it's essentially the same premise as the digital receipt. So I've given you a couple of readings that are really short, just about what the goals are of what they're calling labor logs. We're calling digital receipts. But like considerations you might want to have, information you might want to include so that those are useful for you at the end of the semester. So that's our first thing that we're going to be reading about, and we'll chat about that next week. I'll have y'all, maybe we'll start working on creating our first posts, but I'll give us a few days to make sure that everybody can get onto the site before. Okay, I see hands. I've got Shahed. Did I say your name right?
It's pronounced Shahid, but that's all right.
Shahid, pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. I have a question regarding the digital receipts. So you want us to like send them to you or like post them on the course website or something like that?
We're gonna have you post them. And once everybody is signed up, I'm hoping next week, I'm gonna walk everybody through the process of creating a post and publishing that post to our course website. So we'll go through that together next week. I'll record that and I'll post it in case anybody couldn't make it. So it'll be available for you. Okay, Maxwell, I see a hand here also. Shahid, does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's good.
Awesome.
Hi, Professor. I have two questions. So one, the digital receipts, they're corresponding with what we're doing in class. Like we're not just making up it. And two, the media in which we decide to like portray our digital receipt is up to us. Like you said, it can be a screenshot, it can be an anecdote. As long as it corresponds to what we did in class, we should be okay.
Yeah, and when I say what we're doing in class, as the semester moves forward, you guys are going to be focused more on your own writing projects and on topics that you're going to choose to do research on and write about. So as like in a month or so, once we're moving into doing our own research independently, like looking at journals, which we'll go over together as well, that's going to look probably a little bit different than the first couple of weeks digital receipts. Like the future ones might be like, I found this cool article. Here is the front page of it with like me underlining some interesting things. But the first few weeks, we're not reading that much, and we're not reading that much intensive stuff. So it might be more like, here's a screenshot of me trying to figure out how to write this comment on the course website. So they might look a little bit different from one another as we move along through the semester and start working on each of the different projects that we're doing.
And will there be times where you specifically access like say you may have like a, I hate to use the word rubric, but like your digital receipt must include so-and-so depending on the project. So if you're working on a project, like would you like prompt us to include certain information instead of having a plain old screenshot?
That is a good question. I have somewhere on the site, I can't remember where I put it. It's like a few questions that you might want to focus on and answer in your digital receipts. So I'll make sure that I remember where I put those and share those with y'all so you have more full instructions of what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm. And one more, I'm sorry, but on the class schedule, it says that we have like an assignment to like, so next class we have to like read a guide to writing, and when grades are like read those documents and then write, then complete our first digital receipts by next class. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
By next class, I mean next Thursday, but yes. So I'm kind of treating like our Thursday meeting as like our once a week meeting. So I'm thinking like things are due Wednesday night before we meet on Thursdays. Does that make sense? That's kind of what I'm envisioning. Yes. If that doesn't make sense for y'all, or you want to do something slightly different, I'm open to that. But that's kind of my vision.
But if we're meeting on let's say, yeah, we meet on Thursday and you assign us work for that Tuesday asynchronous class, will there be an extra assignment for that Tuesday asynchronous class, or is that continuation of the work Oh, okay.
That's going to be part of the Tuesday class is incorporated into the schedule. Like you have enough work every week to last about an hour and a half. So it's about as long as the Tuesday class. You could spend longer. You don't have to spend that long, but that's kind of what I tried to even it out to.
And that Tuesday class, we're just completing the work that was decided on that Thursday. Or
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Tasnim, you've got a question?
Yeah, so like since everything is due on for the first week on Wednesday, right? So how are you gonna show us about like how to create posts and all this stuff? Is it today or like on Thursday, next Thursday?
Since it's going to take y'all probably a few days to get signed up and for me to make you all authors on the site, you may not be able to get to the point of creating your own post by next week. That's kind of an aspirational goal. Ideally, I would love for that to happen by next week, but it probably won't. So what we might do instead is I'll have y'all leave a comment on a post that I create for this first week. You should be able to do that even though you're not going to be able to be an author on the site quite yet, but you should be able to leave a quick comment just to fulfill that first week assignment. And I'll update those instructions and put a link directly to where I'll want you to put the response. Does that make sense?
So yeah, so right now we are just gonna read the labor log, and then on Thursday you're gonna show us, you're just gonna sign us, and then we're gonna see the icons to how to make a post.
Bingo.
All right. And can you also show us at the end like how to create a comment maybe, because I don't see any comment section there.
Totally. Let me just write that down real quick. Next Thursday. How to comment. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. How about Yevgeny? Did I say that right?
Yep, that's correct. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. I just have a quick question. In the beginning, we were talking about the email account from the school that we have to use it for academic comments.
Yeah.
So I use the school account for academic comments, and my CUNY First account, I'm using my Gmail account. And do I need to change anything, or that's okay?
You used your Gmail account to sign up for the Commons?
Oh, no. For Commons, I used my school account that has the .edu. And for CUNY First, I use my Gmail.
That should be fine. My only concern is if in CUNY First your Gmail is connected, Blackboard will not sync with non-CUNY email addresses. So the only thing we're going to be using Blackboard for is I post announcements there and it'll automatically email all y'all. But the only way that works is if your Blackboard email is your CUNY email.
Okay, gosh. I will double check later.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that goes for everybody. I know it's kind of a pain in the neck to have a bunch of different email accounts, but the best way to make sure that you are getting updates as soon as I send them is going to be through Blackboard. So double check that you've got your CUNY email address connected to your Blackboard account.
Gotcha. Thank you. I will double check right now.
Great. Thank you. That goes for everybody. If you're having issues with that, let me know. I can probably send you a help link at least. I don't love Blackboard so much, so I'm not super comfortable with it, but I'm happy to help if you guys are having any issues. Okay, are we cool to move on? Awesome. Oh, wait, more questions. Shahid.
So basically, on my CUNY First account, I have two emails, like the CCNY email and my personal email. So is that fine or?
So I would go into your Blackboard. I don't know exactly where this is. Let me write this down and I'll see if I can figure out the best way to advise y'all on how to change your email addresses. It's been a few years since I used Blackboard. Let me double check on that and I'll email y'all and post to the course site with some instructions. Update email to change the email. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I would say your City College email, I would do that. That may not matter as much as just having a CUNY email, but you're gonna wanna check your City College email while you're enrolled at City College, because you'll get things there. I know it's confusing. RE office hours. Are you guys familiar with office hours? I call them student support hours because they're really intended for y'all to come and ask me questions or whatever you want, pretty much. It's a good opportunity for us to get to chat one-on-one. I'm nice. I'm not going to be mean to you. Some of your teachers might not be as nice as me. So, but with me, you don't have to like worry that I'll be mean. I won't be. And I will be, since we're not going to meet synchronously on Tuesdays, I will be available to have meetings one-on-one with each of y'all if you want to book some time with me. All you'll need to do for that is send me an email. I've got my Gmail right here on the course website at the very top. So it's my Gmail. It's the easiest way to reach me, and you can email me anytime. I might not get back to you immediately, but I'll do my best. And if you want to book a time for us to meet synchronously over Zoom, I'd be happy to talk about that with you if you want to email me. That goes for the whole semester. We'll talk about that again.
So there is no like fixed office hour, right?
There is not. I only teach one class at City College, so I'm not required to hold an office hour every single week, but I will be available. If y'all want to book a time, I'm pretty flexible, so we can just talk about it ahead of time. Sound good?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. All right.
Wait, so just to confirm, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
You're
so
fine.
If we want to have a meeting with you, we have to email you prior to that to book a time.
Yeah, I mean, like sometimes we can hang out after class and maybe chat for a couple minutes after, if you just have a quick question or something. But if you want to talk about an assignment, or if you want to talk about something going on with you and you want advice or whatever, like I'd love to book a one-on-one time just so that we can set aside private time for the two of us to talk. So yeah, just shoot me an email and we can book something like a week out, maybe 2 weeks, depending. Sound good? Okay, let's take a look at the site. Again, we're just going to keep going with our site tour. I'm going to take us over to the assignments section. So here we're doing 4 major assignments in this class. That's standard across all the English 110s. That's not just my class. Everybody's going to basically do these 4 assignments. And the whole semester is kind of structured to have these assignments build on one another and have some of the skills that you're building build on one another. Do y'all all hate English class? You can be honest. Is it like your nightmare class from high school? No, you love it. You love writing. You all love English. This is amazing. I never get students that love it. This is thrilling. It's okay if you hate it. I struggled with writing class, and I thought it was boring to read all the books. Shakespeare. No, we're not doing that in my class. So this class might be a little bit different from past English classes that you've taken. We're not going to be reading literature like old dead dudes books and stuff. Those can be really great and fun, but that's not what this class is about. This class is really focused on writing and you developing some skills as writers. We're going to learn about rhetoric, which is really exciting. It's the art of persuasion. So some skills that you might want to bring with you into future jobs, future internships, maybe to convince your other teachers to give you a better grade. So we'll be working on writing. Anything that we read is going to be about writing. And we're going to be practicing a lot of writing. We're not going to be doing a lot of reading of other texts. Mostly we're focusing on our skills as writers and practicing. So our 4 main assignments for the semester, the first one is a little bit kind of creative. So for those of you who like maybe building a website, you might want to include some interactive elements in this first assignment. There is a written, like a text component, but I also would really like to encourage folks to go outside of the classic essay box. Maybe there's images you want to include, maybe you want to create a GIF and include that, depending on what kind of experience you want your audience to have. That's going to impact the choices that you make for this kind of assignment. So we'll talk more about this in the next couple of weeks. We'll introduce this assignment, really go through it closely, and we'll do that with each of these over the course of the semester. I just stole these from the person who runs the writing program at City College, and we're not going to do every single thing on this list, but we're going to do quite a few things. Creative things. Our second assignment is going to be a rhetorical analysis. Has anybody ever heard that term before? Does anybody know what rhetoric is? If I say rhetoric, what do you think about? I said persuasion. And like in ye olden times, that's usually what we were talking about if we talk about rhetoric. One of the things I've asked you to read for this upcoming week is a graphic novel that talks a little bit more about rhetoric and where that comes from. But really our focus is going to be on practicing writing, practicing why we make the decisions that we make writing anything. So each of these different assignments that we're going to be doing are a different genre of writing that we're going to practice in. Some things you might be familiar with and have seen before, some might be new to you. That's totally fine. We're going to take our time with each of these and go step by step together. So the assignment number 3 is going to be something you probably are more familiar with, the researched essay. You might have done some of this in high school. You might have some experience doing this for like the SAT essay. I'm going to push you a little farther, but you may be familiar with using outside sources, using quotations, paraphrasing things. We'll talk about all the different strategies as we get closer. And then our final project for the semester is going to be the digital portfolio. I mentioned this earlier. Ideally, we're all going to make portfolio sites here on the Academic Commons. So, and we'll walk through this process together. We'll do classes later in the semester where we walk through the initial steps of setting up your own site on the Commons and figuring out how you want to design the site, any visual elements you want to include, and what kinds of content you would want to include in your portfolio that's really kind of wrapping up your first year writing class experience. Okay, I have a great update from Tenzin. For changing your Blackboard email, you can go to the Blackboard website. There's an item called Tech Resources/Help. And then there's a button underneath that says Update Email. I'm going to write this down so that I can share it with y'all later. Thank you so much, Tenzin, for pulling this up. Blackboard Tech Resources. I spent half of yesterday looking at videos of people doing things on Blackboard because I couldn't remember how to use it. So thank you so much for this update email. Okay. I'll add this to our course site so that you have instructions there. I'll see if I can take a screenshot for y'all as well. That might not be today, but it'll be soon. Oh yeah, I also wanted to say about myself, I'm Jessie, like I mentioned. Okay, Shahid has a good question too. When I said create your site, I don't mean that you need to code a website from scratch. that's not part of my class. I'm not going to teach you coding. If you know some coding and you want to do that, I'm thrilled to support you through that process and see what you create. But no, there will be tools available for you to put together a website in the way that you want it for the most part. You can use coding stuff to customize further, but you do not have to. Thank you for asking, Shahid. Oh, I wanted to say about myself. I have I'm getting my PhD in rhetoric at the Graduate Center. And I got my master's from City College in 2017. So I've been around for a while here at City, and I'm happy to be back this semester teaching English 110. Very exciting. I also wanted to let y'all know that I have a neurological illness that affects my memory. I had to write that down, and I'm reading it off the sheet so I didn't forget what I wanted to say. So I repeat myself and sometimes forget what I'm talking about in the middle of a sentence. I appreciate your patience. You can definitely tell me if I've already said something 5 times. I don't take any offense to you being like, we know, you're killing me, stop saying that. So I really appreciate your patience with that ahead of time. I also use she and they pronouns. I want to encourage anybody here to add your pronouns to your Zoom name if that's something that's comfortable for you. If you don't know what I mean when I say that, I just mean like how you would want somebody to refer to you if they're talking about you and you're not there. Like if you were talking about me, you could say, yeah, what did Jessie say that we should do for our class this week? I don't know. They said we should look at the course website. Oh, and then she said she was going to send an email. So like I use she and they pronouns to refer back to myself. If you have a preference about how you want to be referred to, let us know if you're comfortable with that. No pressure if you're not. What else? Oh, I want to say also, as far as expectations go for what I'm expecting of y'all and what you can expect of me this semester. You might have noticed in the past, for those of you who've maybe have had more difficult experiences in English class, your teachers might have cared about things like grammar and spelling. I could not care any less about those things. I don't care. If that's something you struggle with, I'm happy to tell you about a couple of tools that other students have found helpful, like Grammarly, which is an add-on you can put on your web browser, and it'll help correct like little errors and sentences. Again, I don't give a shit about this. If it's really important to you to write in standard English and you want me to give you feedback on that, I can, I'm happy to, but I'm not gonna, there's no grades based on how well you spell words in my class. I really deeply do not give a shit. The one other thing that I want to say about grades while we're on that subject, I have assigned you guys a reading on ungrading. All that really means is the way that I do my class, the reason I'm having y'all do the digital receipts every week and really track your own work in order to communicate about it to me is because it's really difficult to grade writing because I don't know, unless you tell me, I don't know the full scope of the work that you put into any particular assignment. The only way that I can really know how much work you put in is if you tell me. So with each of the assignments that you're going to be writing, you're also going to submit, I don't know exactly what I'm calling it yet, a reflection letter or cover letter, an accompanying reflection writing that is about your process of writing that particular assignment, what you did well, what you struggled with. I have like a rubric for this that's going to go on the website, so you don't need to know all this now. But all of this is to say, I'm not going to be assigning you grades without your input. So keep that in mind. I know that is maybe a little bit hard to imagine at this point, but we'll go over this a little more. I just want to give you a heads up that you won't see, I won't be giving you back like your paper with a number on it. That's not, I need more information than just what ends up on the paper to be able to understand what your score should be. And that requires input from you. So it does require a little more work from you guys for each assignment. No problem. But I think in the past, I've been able to, I think it works better. I think the students are always way harder on yourselves than I am. So it seems reasonable to get feedback from y'all and also taking into consideration my own response and kind of integrate the two to come up with a final grade or score for each assignment and then at the end of the course. I don't aspire for this course to be really difficult. So if you're finding that you're spending huge amounts of time working on things for my class, please come talk to me about that. I know you all have a lot on your plate. I also have a lot going on. This is one class. It's a small piece of our week. So we're going to do our best to not kill ourselves in pursuit of like some, I don't know. We're just going to do our best. And I appreciate everybody kind of meeting, showing up how you can, and you're never going to get in trouble from me for having too much going on. I would appreciate if you do have too much going on and you're overwhelmed and not able to keep up, please tell me. Otherwise I'll worry. And I want to be able to help you. If you need deadline extensions or changes, we can talk about that. If you get sick during the semester, we can talk about it. I don't have an attendance policy because I would love to see your lovely faces, of course, or your lovely Zoom names, but it matters more to me that you are healthy than that you are in my class every single time. So keep that in mind. That's my list for today. Just kind of our crash intro. Oh, one other thing. This is a writing class. Be prepared to write. I wrote that in my notebook. Any questions or concerns for our first day? So the plan is for next week, I'm gonna make a couple changes to the calendar based on what we talked about today. I'm gonna ask you guys to comment on a post that I create, and I'll include instructions on how to do that. Oh, let's look at that quickly together. I'll share my screen again and I'll just show you like, if I go back to the homepage, the course schedule is the homepage. I can always get back to the homepage here by clicking on the title of the course in the top left corner. It's going to take me back to the homepage. The homepage is the schedule. So the schedule is going to be crucial. We're going to be looking at this every week. We're going to go by this. We're going to use this to stay organized. That goes for everybody. Here in week number 1, you can see there's 3 columns here. Left hand is date, and then we have in-class activities, and then we have for the next class. And then I wanted to know everything is due Wednesday by the end of the day. And that means on this course site. But I wanted to have you guys practice commenting. So I created a post called week number 1, and it's linked from the course schedule. So once you're here, You can see the post. I have asked you to leave a comment below. If I scroll down, I do see this blue button that says view comment. There's one comment, thrilling. So I've got a comment here. That's really exciting. I could also leave a comment here. I'll just do a smiley face just to see. I could even add a tag to my comment. I don't need to do that, but if you wanted to categorize your comment for some reason, you can. I'm just going to do the smiley though. I'm going to post it. My comment has been posted. It says up at the very top. So I can scroll down here. I don't know where it went. What's this? Is this it? Oh, that's different. Okay. I'm going to refresh this page again. Sorry, I don't know. Oh, look. Hi. Hey, everybody. See, commenting. So for now, we're going to, I'll create a new post for the assignment for next week. The response assignment that everybody can comment on. And I will link it in the course schedule always, because I have ADHD and need a link or I'll get lost. I don't know if anybody else is in the same boat, but I'll try to include a link on every page so that we don't get too lost. Okay, any final things? I'm gonna let us go if nobody has any questions, but look for, I see you, Max. Look for an email from me on Blackboard. It'll also go on the course site. Make sure your Blackboard email is your city college email. I think it can be a CUNY email, but for safety, check your city college email. You're going to get emails there. People are going to look for you there. If you can't get on yet, you should be able to soon. If you can't, email IT. Maxwell, what's your question?
Hi, so I finished making my account. However, you know how in your screen you have those like editing options in the top of the screen? I don't see that for me. Is it because like I'm PC and you're Mac, or?
You may still have to confirm your account.
I tried that. Yeah, and I clicked it sent an email to my phone. I did that. It said it was it told me I was finished. Like after I clicked the confirm button, it just gave me like links to like how to like edit the website and stuff. But right now, maybe I should refresh the page because all I see is I'm now logged in, but to edit a post, I don't see that option.
Yeah, you won't have that option until once you're signed up. Now that you're signed up, I will be able to manually add you to our site as an author. And I'll do that probably this weekend, Monday, something like that. Kind of soon.
Oh, also, Professor Jesse, just to confirm on what to do. So in terms of the readings, we're still doing the readings that you posted up. I have one question about it, because when you, can I ask you share your screen? Because when we click on, for example, when your grades are based on labor, that link.
Is it broken?
No, it works, but like I just want to know, because it's like a website. So do we read that one first page? Like, do we read that whole entire page, or do we read the whole entire website? Or?
It's just this page.
Oh, okay.
Just this page. Just this page.
And for the other one, I think it's labor log. When we click on that, do just that page?
Yes.
Okay. And we read that PDF on the one with the cartoons, and afterwards, so we don't do that digital receipt yet. We just, after we read, we just do the comment. We don't do the digital receipt until next week.
You could like prep for the digital receipt, like take a screenshot or compile the stuff you want to include, but just hang on to it for now until I get everybody included as an author, and then you'll be able to upload it. But yeah, that'll keep that.
Also just reading and add a comment. Okay.
Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate it.
And we have classes because for Blackboard, it says that we meet on Tuesday at this time. Not on Thursday. So it's on Thursday we meet and Tuesday we don't meet.
That's right, Thursday. I'll fix
Thank
that.
you.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Anybody else questions?
So we're only reading the 3 links that's posted there, right? All right. Thank you.
Yeah, that's just to get us started to help you understand a little bit more about the digital receipts, AKA labor logs, and the policy that I have of not grading. You guys grade yourselves. Just to give you more information about where that comes from, why we do that, and things to keep in mind for the semester. And we'll talk about it together as well. Anybody else? It's a pleasure to meet everybody. Look for an email from me for the readings and assignment this week, digital logs. Digital logs, they can be annotated. Yes, so because I need a few days to get everybody onto the site as an author, for now, you could prep your first digital receipt that I'm gonna ask you to submit once you're an author on the site, but give me a few days to do that and get organized. I can't believe the semester already started. It's bananas. So thanks for your patience. I'm on top of it. I'm just a little on the slow side. So I appreciate y'all. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, anybody else? Let's see. I see hands raised, but I can't see who they are. Okay, Shokeen. Did I say your name right? Shaokeen.
It's actually pronounced as Xiaoqing.
Shaoqing?
Yes, yeah, it's cool. So I just have questions about the comments. Like right now, I register and I become a member, but is that a way for me to somehow connect it to your site or something? Because I don't want to like just open your open the site do the link every time. So
Right,
is
right.
there a way?
Yeah, once you are logged in and you can see if you're on the homepage of the site, I think in the bottom right corner, there's like a little icon that says follow site. It's got like a star. You can follow the site just to like get updates when things get updated on the site. I'm not exactly sure what following a site does, but it'll like add it to your favorites list or at least be accessible from your account once you're logged into the Commons. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, it is.
Okay. Tasnim, you have a question?
Yeah, so the recording that you did today, are you gonna send it to us through the email?
I will post it to YouTube and I'll post the link on the course site. And I'll
No, it's fine.
Send an email once I do that to just let y'all know that it's up. Is that okay?
Yeah. Do we also just go into the same link to come in every Thursday?
Bingo. Yes. We might change it once I get a City College email address again, but for now, this is going to be our link. Thank you for checking. Shahid, what about you? No, you're good? Okay. Great. Anybody else?
Oh, okay. No, I accidentally forgot to unmute. So basically, we up until next week's class, we have to read those 3 articles and leave a comment. But you also said we should prep for the digital receipt, and for that, should we like talk about what we read about, or?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You could do like a short reflection. If it's helpful for you to take notes while you're reading, it really is for me. Then you could upload like some notes that you took while you were looking at the particular reading.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, totally. Okay, any final questions or thoughts for today?
I can take like for the digital receipt, I can take a screenshot of my annotation and submit that. Okay, thank you.
It's I'm glad you all are asking, could it be this? Could it be this? Could it be this? Could it be? The answer is yes. Yes. It can be whatever is useful for you so that you can look back at it, remember what the hell is going on, and use that later on. Okay? Xiaoqin.
Hi, JC. I just have one more question. So, so our assignment till next Wednesday, just like finish these 2 readings and post your thoughts, right? Like your reflections.
Yeah, you may not have access to create your own post by next Thursday, but I'll do my best. If you don't,
okay, so since
creating a new post by next Thursday is pushing it. That's our ideal world. By next week, everyone will be able to create a post. That may not actually be true, but we'll just do our best. You won't get in trouble if it's late or I didn't upload you yet. It's my fault, not yours.
all right. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
For sure. Tencent.
Hi. For the labor log and like those 3 websites that you put up, do you want us to basically read it and comment on the week number 1 post for today? Is that what it is? Oh, okay. Sounds good.
The week number 1 post comment assignment is really just to practice commenting. But yes, you can do, if it makes sense to practice your response or comment in that comment, do it there. I am going to make a different post that you can comment on for the reading response. Maybe. Sorry. I'm still getting organized. So whatever things I change, I will update you guys. But the goal basically is the 3 short readings, the leave a comment anywhere once. If you want to do it twice for practice, that's fine too. And start preparing the digital receipt for when you are able to post. So that means have a screenshot or some notes ready to go for when you can post that first receipt, which will probably be in a week, hopefully less, but probably a week.
And that comment could be anything. Or does it have to relate to the story, or can it be any comment?
It's any comment, just to practice where you do it, what you can put in it. You might be able to include media or like a picture or something. That would be cool, just to practice actually creating the comment and leaving it on a post. It's just for practice. Just doing it gets you full credit. Okay, final things. We done? Okay, I'm going to update the course site. You guys will get emails from me when I change things from Blackboard and also on the site. We will talk before next week, but I will see y'all next Thursday at 2:00 for sure. Cool? Okay, email me if things come up in the meantime. If anybody has questions that you're embarrassed to ask in public, you can ask me, and then I won't say who said them, and then I'll tell the class the answer, because those things are really valuable too. Cool, email me anytime. Let me know what's going on. If you have questions, if you're freaking out, let me know, okay? My email, I will drop in the chat again. It's also on the course website, right on the front page, underneath the title of the thing. Oops, I meant to send that to everybody. Hang on. Okay, here we go. That's my email address. It's at Gmail, because I don't have a City College email yet. Woohoo! Okay, such a pleasure to meet everyone. We'll all talk soon. Thank you for your patience, and I'll keep you posted. Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right, nice meeting you.
Thank
Nice
you.
to meet y'all. Thank you.
Have a good day.